Hey YouTubers, this is Guardian Mike and we've got Pastor Ian with Hospital Access. We're going to talk to you in a short snippet to let you understand some of the problems in a culture where there are classes, where you have poor classes, you have other classes that are higher classes. Pastor Ian, I'm out in the boondocks, I'm out way out in the province. I'm in Nabudaran, maybe, Comval, and I've got to go to Davao DMC Public Hospital. I have to get there, and when I get there, I may have been living in the jungle. I might not, and I've seen people dropped off at hospitals. First of all, they might not even know how to get to the hospital. Is that fair?
Yes, yes.
Some of these individuals may have never been to the city. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do they also associate hospital with death?
Yes.
So when you get to a hospital and you get let off, they don't know which door to go into. They see some chairs. Most likely they're somewhat stoic. They may sit in that chair until someone approaches them.
Yes.
Why don't you pick it up from there and tell them just unbundle that and take our YouTubers through that process that they might not realize is a preventive from people getting help.
I understand here in the US that you are more on individuals. In the Philippines, if we talk about individuals, like the family alone, if there's something get sick from the family, they want this certain members of the family sent to the hospital. The common practice that they do is, first is, sometimes they get so worried, they get so anxious about what happened, and after that they'll find a vehicle, sometimes jeepney. They ride to a jeepney, but they have to rent jeepney. It's a big cost. So if they will find a low cost, that's why they end up with motorcycle. So they let that family ride a motorcycle before go to the hospital, but it takes 3 to 4 hours drive from the hospital. If it rains from the Bukid, yeah, it takes 3 to 4 hours before they get to the municipality, and after the municipality they get to the municipal hospital, and the municipal hospital cannot do it. It's still the same story. They will find someone a vehicle to send that family member to the hospital, to the main hospital. But sometimes the ambulance or the vehicle is not available. So the family had to sacrifice. That's one of the things that hinders them. They won't go because of that limitation that they had. They don't know what to do. And if there's a chance that the ambulance send them to the hospital, when they get to the hospital, yes, if the ambulance send it there, the ambulance went to the emergency entrance. But after that, they don't know. They don't know what to do inside. So sometimes they just ended up in an emergency, and after that, go home.
They don't know how to process through, and oftentimes they need to present money. Is that correct?
Yes. There were some of the hospital that before they will take care of your family or the patient, you have to give a certain amount for called down payment before your patient be taken care of.
And have you also, I've been there at your, not the clinics, but at the home where people will drive up and they will ask guidance from Dr. Sam or your team. I've seen people in the back of a jeepney and they'll say, do we need to go to the hospital? What do we do at the hospital? And they'll actually write a prescription saying, this is what you do at the hospital, these are the tests you need, and this is how he will script it for you.
Right. What Rich do for this certain patient, what we will team gave them is we made a referral, and also along with the referral there's a reminders and also a guidance what to do when they get to the hospital. Who are the people or the sections or the offices that they need to go, so that they can get this services that they want for their family or for this sick person.
And there is perhaps some added robustness and confidence because they're coming from a different province, maybe a different tribe, coming into almost like a foreign country to them, and they're not certain how to process and culture and do that. And when I've been to the emergency room, they're very stoic. I don't hear any yelling. They feel fortunate to be there. I don't hear complaining or what.
Yeah.
And is that what you experienced?
Yes. And they have to triage the patient, and by triaging, sometimes the patient waited for 8 hours, 6 hours before they get be taken care of, due to the many patients waiting.
And that's aging in the Philippines, and that's how people try to bridge to better is they come together in groups and they begin to, and you see the need and you just simply respond to the need. You see something, you say something, and people begin to come to you and Dr. Sam and the group and say, help us when we're going to go to that hospital. Is that fair?
Yes.
And there are private hospitals and there are government hospitals,
Yes.
and I've seen Dr. Sam tell them, well, you're going to need an x-ray, and for example, they can rule out infection or they can rule out this, but you need to know whether this is a break, a concussion, or he will describe the possibilities, just like we did on some of the tapes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And sometimes they have watchers. In the Philippines, they have watchers. In the United States, there are no watchers. What are watchers?
Yeah, most of our patient, they it's not only the patient, but if you go to the place that you don't know, they were accompany someone just to go to that certain places. It could be to go to the mall or go to the hospital. It should be there someone that it's, I don't know why, because of the fear, I guess. They have fear of get lost.
So a family member accompanies them and they do a rotation. There's always a family member there doing the watching, and they actually build into the hospital construction. I've seen this at San Pedro, where they'll have windows where the watchers can get on ledges and look over and watch the patient.
Yes.
And they can be in the room.
Yes.
The nurses are doing all the skilled work, but oftentimes the watcher, a family member, may bathe the patient.
Yes.
Lola is grandma, right?
Yes.
And what's grandpa?
Lolo.
Lolo and Lola. So if they have some dementia going on or they had a stroke, it's the family members that actually touch the body and they will feed them. The nurses come in and do the skilled work.
Yes.
Doctors come in and write the orders, do the skilled work. And you still have bags. You bag people over there. There might not always be a respiratory.
Yes.
Okay. So families, I've known families to bag a patient. Let me talk about that. That's respiration. For like 14 days, they'll take the whole family will get together, extended family, and do maybe 2-hour shifts where they're breathing for the person on a bag. Have you seen that?
Yes, I've seen that most of the time. It's common in our culture that our family will be the one. We call that bantay. Bantay is guarding the patient. It's not only for the care, but also someone who can get medicine outside the hospital. Because in the hospital, the medicine is so expensive. So what they did is they asked prescription from the doctor, and that prescription they went to the pharmacy that is lowest price. So that's the role of the bantay, the one who accompany to the patient, and the patient get needs for bathing or ever got heart problem, the bantay will accompany to that patient.
The watcher. Dr. Sam has written a book about, and you work with healing herbs and the indigenous plants and stuff, prevention of high blood pressure, prevention of diabetes, fasting and things, but also teas and the soap from the corn, because people cannot access the medicine. Is that fair?
Yes, it is. it's a common herbal remedies that we can easily found anywhere else around our backyard. It could be in the mountain, it could be somewhere near the creek, near the river. Those leaves and roots and stem, we can easily find that. That's where the government give those additional treatment for the herbal called home remedies, so that the Filipino and my co fellow men can access that kind of herbal medicines.
What's the top 2 or 3 shout outs you'd like to say about the Philippines and your Filipino people? And I'll tell you mine. Go ahead.
we love our fellow men, and I guess we are proud of being a relational of who we are, and the second is we don't neglect our older people, and as long as we can get help for their needs, we will going to give it to that with them.
My 3 shout outs. 1, they're always smiling, even if they're suffering and they have nothing. The Filipino is smiling and joking. Number 2, have you eaten? I'm always, if I come in and you're a reasonably decent person, they will not let you go hungry. Number 3,
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's go
Well,
with your
social
number
workers
3.
have told me when I come out there, don't. They're going to ask you, do you want a pop? Do you want? They'll pool their money to go get a pop that might cost 30 cents. That might be a day's wage for some of those people, or they're pooling it. So I've gone with social workers into the barangay, into the province, and so if they offer you, would you like a Coke? Would you like? You don't have to take that stuff because they may not have it, and they'll get a whole liter bottle, which can be,
50 pesos.
Yeah. How many pesos?
50 a box.
50 pesos, which is a buck, a little bit over a buck. And maybe in some places the wage for the whole day is $2 if they get that.
Yes.
So, hey, they will share anything. Their last meal, I've seen them get sardines, and we have the rice and the sardines. Another thing is never put the rice in the refrigerator, right?
Right.
You cook the rice, and if you're going to get married to a Filipina, you do not put that rice in the refrigerator. It stays room temperature. You eat it the next day, right?
Right.
And or you re-get it going.
Right.
And people have, I've read about people committing crimes and running out into the jungle, and they come back 3 days later. And they ask them, why'd you come back? Even though they know they're going to go to the police and go to jail, I couldn't live without rice. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I heard that.
That's right. That's right. Good people. Shy, but if they know you and they will care for you. I have had not knowing the language and they not being able to speak English. I've gone to the peanut vendors at San Pedro, and they've kind of gently guided my hand to. I didn't know which choice to make. They knew the better from the not so good, so they would help me very gently pick a good one.
Yes.
Also, you don't want to pick at the wet markets and stuff. The fruit that's already peeled in bags, you get the one that's not peeled, you peel it yourself.
Yes.
You're a good man. Anything you want to add? Do a shout out? Is there a woman you love that you'd like to say hi? Huh?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, you're good. All right, well, thank you, Pastor Ian. You're tired. You've been on the circuit here. We've been out working today. It's late at night, dark. I'm beat. Thank you for sharing your time with our YouTube audience.
Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe, click the links, leave the comments below, and talk about your experience in caring for family and coming together. The point of these videos is that there's a natural law about big fish eat little fish. Little fish can organize. You come together, and with knowledge and information, you have the power, you have options, and you can bridge to better. Right?
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. You're making lives better for many people.
That's right.
All right, buddy.